I'm going to be sharing with you the amount it costs to study in Iceland. Many of you want to study in Iceland knowing that the education is free, 100% free. But how much will you need from application to for resident permit, visa application, proof of fund? How much exactly will you need to process Iceland? And that's what I'll be sharing with you in this video. And so, beginning from the beginning, if you want to process Iceland, I'm be talking from the perspective of a student. You want to study in Iceland, the amount that you will need first and foremost is your application fee if you want to study in Iceland. And the application fee by the University of Iceland currently, which is a free institution, all their programs, is 135 euros. According to what you can see here, you pay a fee of 135 euros for handling and processing of their application, and it is not refundable actually. And so after paying for the application fee and sending your application and get your admission, you will need to pay a registration fee. It's what you may call deposit fee for UK university that will allow you to get CAS, confirmation of acceptance for study. But of course, they don't call it deposit here. It's just a way of knowing that, okay, you are serious with your study, and it's not also as much as UK universities actually charge. So after your admission, you will need to proceed to pay for registration fee, which is 75,000 Icelandic krona. 75,000 Icelandic krona. And after paying this payment, that is when you can start applying for your resident permit. 75,000 Icelandic krona is about 505 euros. And after doing that, you've paid for your registration. Now it's time to apply for your resident permit. And you have to gather your documents, make sure everything is intact. I talked about the document that you will need in the previous video that I did. The previous video I did about Iceland, you can check the video. I talked about all the documents that you will need to apply for your residence permit, which is the first thing that you will do after getting your admission and you've paid your registration fee. After getting your residence permit, then you will proceed with the residence permit notification to get your D visa. I will still get there in this video as well. So now, in your resident permit, what you will need to do, you want to get out your documents, and then you have to prove first and foremost that you have money in your account, and the amount that you have to show proof that you have in your account in a month is 1,434 euro per month, and this goes about 800 something, 8,000 something euro in 6 months, and then about 16 or 17,000 something in 12 months. So depending on the longevity of your program, you want to have about, if like for 1 year proof of fund in your account, you want to have about 18,000 or 19,000 euros in your account as proof of fund. But of course, many people know how to get the proof of fund. Not everybody have 18,000, but you can search for ways to get the proof of fund, get it into your account, and it's not like Germany that it will be locked. It won't be locked. So that is for proof of fund when you're applying for your residence permit after paying your registration fee to the University of Iceland. So you apply for residency, and in applying, you will need your proof of fund, which you need about 18,000 or 19,000 euros in your bank account for a year. And going ahead from that, after your proof of fund, you will also need to pay for your residence permit application fee, which is what you will see here. So processing fee for your residence permit is 16,000 Icelandic krona. So if you want to apply for your residence permit, the application fee is 16,000 Icelandic krona, and that amounts to about 110 euros. That amounts to about 110 euros. And in payment for this residence permit, you will pay for it, and then the receipt of your payment will also be part of your application. If it's not part of your application, it will be automatically rejected. So your proof of payment of your residence permit, application fee for your residence permit, which is 110 euros, have to be part of your documents that you will send to the Directorate of Immigration in Iceland. You will fax it. You will have to send it by post. You will send it by post, and when you send it, this receipt have to be there. And if you withdraw your application, if you personally withdraw your application, the money will not be refunded. So you need this receipt. You need to pay 110 euros, and aside from this money that you've paid, you will also need to have a clean criminal record. You will need it. It's part of the application that will be when you're applying for residence permit, part of the document that you will mail to Iceland, because you will mail it to Iceland. So you will need a criminal record and you can get that in Nigeria from about 50,000 or like 35,000 to about 50,000 or 60,000 naira or so in Nigeria. You can get your criminal record for that. And aside from that, you will also need your health insurance. You will need health insurance for about 6 months. And after the health insurance that you get for 6 months, you will be migrated to the standard Icelandic national health insurance. Standard Icelandic national health insurance, which actually give you access to reduced cost or no fund at all when you go to a health practitioner that is in Iceland. So you need to purchase one. There are different organizations online that you can purchase the health insurance from, and you can purchase it. The one that I saw online, you can purchase it for about this in short 1 year validity from around 500 euros or so. But of course, there are some that are way cheaper than this. It is not just this that you can use. There are some that are way cheaper, even around 100 euros or the likes, that you can get the 6 months. And after the 6 months, you will be migrated to the standard health insurance by Iceland themselves. And after getting your health insurance, you may need to authenticate all your documents if you are bringing your spouse. You need to authenticate all your documents if you are bringing your spouse. And after getting all these documents in place, most of this is just your passport photograph, everything else that are, criminal record, your receipt and the likes. After getting everything in place, you will need to mail it, and the mailing costs about 50 euros or 40 euros depending on the carrier that you use. You can use 40 to 50 or 30 to 50 euros to send it to the Directorate of Immigration in Iceland, and that is how to transfer it. And when you now get a notification after your residence permit application that it has been approved, then that is what you will now take to apply for D visa. And as I said in the last video, the Iceland does not have their embassy in all the countries. They don't have it in Nigeria, so most likely you are going to go to the Danish embassy or the Norwegian embassy, but I think it's Danish embassy for Nigeria. So you go to the Danish embassy. They have their delegations there, so they will be the one to append the D visa for you on behalf of the Iceland government. And you will also have to pay for this D visa. You can pay about 245 euro for the application of this D visa. And even before paying for the application, in preparing your documents and forwarding your documents to them, sometimes the application actually work with some independent body who are going to guide you through the application process. And this body will also charge their own payment as well. So sometimes they charge between 10 to 20 to 30 euros. So you can expect to pay, if that is the case, that this agency actually you are mandated by the embassy to go to this agency, you will have to pay around that 10 to 30 euros as well for this agency to prepare your document and send it forward to the embassy. And you also need to pay about 245 euros for the D visa, and that's all the money that you will have to pay. The education is free in Iceland actually, but these are the processing costs. And bringing everything together, you will need to pay about 1,500 euros or to 1,700 euros to get everything done, except the proof of fund that you will need. And so if you still think this is within your budget, Iceland can be a very good place for you. You can easily get a job. I talk about a lot of the benefits that you can get in Iceland in the last video that I did, and I also share with you that you can get the minimum you can get working per hour in Iceland is about 17 euros. So it's a very good place to earn high income. You get monthly stipend to subsidize your home and the likes. You can go back to the video and see everything that I talked about Iceland. And that's what I want to share with you in this video, and I hope you've been able to learn a lot. I wish you luck in your application. Hopefully see you in subsequent videos. This is Opportunity News, where I share opportunities such as this, advancing your career, traveling abroad and the likes. Kindly like this video, kindly subscribe to this channel, and hopefully see you in subsequent videos. Thank you.